Yep. What's going on? So we're gonna go over GBPUSD real quick from this morning, this week, should I say? So if you look at um, what's going on right here, you can see. Let me see if I can take this out right here. So if you look at it, it's going in a. Let me put this on the star. Going on the downtrend, because if you look, it's under the 200. The 200. All right, let me make these real quick. Let me make some shorts. We're gonna go over here and let's see what else we need. We're gonna draw some lines. Oh, no, we don't need that. We're gonna put this line as a. Excuse me, I'm just going through and putting some favorites on here. And, okay, here we go. All right, so if you see right here, it's going in the downtrend. Boom, you see that. All right, so, and also it's under. Oops, let me do one more. Gotta get my old handy dandy arrow right here. All right, and if you see, it's in the 200. All right, so if it's always under the 200, we're gonna look for sales. All right, just remember that, sales. All right, under the 200, look for sales. All right, remember that. Under the 200, look for sales. All right, let me go and find another one. All right, let's go and see if we can find some under. It's been under the sales for. All right, look here. All right, over the 200, over the 200, over 200, look for buys. Plain and simple, that's what I look for. Of course, there's a few other things involved, but that's pretty much plain and simple what I look for, right? All right, so we're gonna go to the 15-minute time frame. All right, from this week. All right. So since you looked on the 4-hour time frame, let's get rid of this. What did I tell you? We're gonna look for buys. All right, we're gonna look for buys. All right. So from right here, actually look for it. So if you look for it right here, the start of the week was right here. All right. Now I draw my Asian session on here. So like I said, if it's underneath the 200, we always gonna look for buys. Not buys. I'm sorry. If it's under the 200, we're gonna look for sales. Sales, sales, sales. All right. So of course, if I looked on my 4-hour time frame and I seen it under the 200 MA, I'm gonna look for sales all week. I'm not messing with no buys, because guess what? If you see the trend is in a buy, if you see the trend is in the sale, why would you try to take a buy? All you're gonna do is hurt yourself. All right, or hurt your account, one of the two. All right, I normally take sales or trades from the 5-minute time frame. So we're gonna go underneath here. All right, go underneath here. Let's see. Where's my line at on my 15-minute? All right, let's do this. Make sure I can visibility minutes. That's why it wasn't on my 5-minute time frame. Boom, there you go. I was wondering why I didn't see it. All right, also the 5-minute time frame. Boom. All right, here we go. All right, so if you see my red lines, that's just for the week, the start of the week and the end of the week. All right, so I draw my. As you see, it's gonna come down. Let me go ahead and magnify this for y'all to see. Magnify it a little bit more for you to see this day. All right, here we go. Right here. Also look at. Also, I'm gonna show you this. Let me bring this over here. All right, let me see. Let me bring this over here. All right, so also look for this. I also look at these. So when I take the trade, since it's GU, if I'm looking for a sale, you always want on a Japanese time chart, strength chart, you want this to be 6, and this would be typically 2 to 1. All right, you want these full bars, and this is like 1. So you want GBP to look like this, and USD to be 4 to 6 bars. Okay. All right, just remember that. All right, we're gonna speed through this real quick. This was Monday, going into the start of the week. You see a small Asian, my top of my Asian, my lower of my Asian. All right, so remember, so we can do this. Top of Asian price. All right, low. Let's go low of Asian price. Low of Asian price. All right. So what I'm looking for, I also wanted to break underneath here. All right. So I always want my price to, let's go. Let's find my little handy dandy tool right here. All right. Let's see. Where's my tool at? Where's my tool? Where's my tool? All right. Oh, no, wrong one. I always want it, if I'm looking for a sale, I want it to break underneath the Asian range and close underneath the Asian range before I take a sale. All right, sometimes it goes up, it comes down. All right, it might do some weirdo stuff and then come down completely. All right, so that's what I'm looking for right now. All right, mostly I normally wait for the retest, and what I mean for the retest, if you just started, I want it to come back and touch this white line. All right, so I wait for the initial move. All right. See, it's kind of initially moving right now. All right, let me move this out the way. All right, it has that first breakthrough. I don't mess with that first breakthrough because you know why? Let me show you why I don't never mess with the first breakthrough. I wait for it to retest again. Look, it really didn't close. It didn't close even more than a pip outside this range. All right. So what you wanted to do, I normally come back and let it retest right here. All right. I normally let it come back and retest. And then I wait for it to come break this line again. All right. And then also, if you look down here, I look at this range right here. I wait for it to cross back underneath. This is overbought right now. So I wait for the red to cross. All right, you see? Let's wait for one more. All right, so boom. This is what I do. I go 20. I'll wait for one more. All right. Move out the way. Move out the way. Here we go. All right. You see it's still kind of consolidating. It touched it again. So you really, since it's consolidating right here, you really don't want to mess with it. All right. It's still kind of playing around in that zone. All right. I'm still looking for sales. All right. But I wanted to break below my Asian range. Oh, let's go back. We went too far. We went too far. We went too far. All right. This is what I want you to do. See how I consolidated right here? I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell you exactly what you don't want to do. All this right here. All right. You don't want to mess with this. All right. Even though it broke below this range right here, this is really not a pip. All right. You don't want to break. We don't want to mess with that. See, all this was consolidation. All it's doing is trapping traders. What you wanted to do is break below this yellow line. That's the low price of the Asian range. And if you look at it, it kind of consolidated till the New York session. All right, so let's go up a little bit more. All right, so up, here we go. So you would have took it right here. And I'm going to show you exactly. Boom, we go for the sale right here. And we do 20 pips. Like I tell you, I always do 20 pips and I bounce out. All right. And I give it some room sometimes. I do 20 pips, and then when I see it's going in, I come down a little bit more. So we'll let this play out. All right. Boom. All right, boom. You see that? All right. Let it keep going. Boom. All right. So, like I said, yeah, sometimes you see this and you like, oh, let me jump in. So let me tell you what happened if you jump in and you're not patient with it, right? You just say you jump in right here. You like, boom. All right. And you go 20 and 20. All right. You have to keep in mind about the spread, right? You have to keep in mind about the spread. All right, if you look at the spread sometimes, look, you would have got stopped out right here. All right. So when you see this, you want it to be a strong break, at least 2 to 3 pips. See how I jumped in right here? At least 2 to 3 pips underneath. All right, if you jumped in right here, it kind of retraced, gave you a little small weak candle. All right, and then it kind of played back on the Asian price. So basically, it just kind of consolidated right here. This is what you don't want to mess with. All right, just keep that in mind. So right here, you got your 20 pips and you dipped, right? All right, boom. We're going to go to the next one. All right, so that's 20 pips right there. All right, we're going to continue on to the next one. Let's speed through this thing real quick. Also, look, I forgot to tell you. I'm going to draw this line right here for you. All right. Always when I look at this RSI, look right here. It's overbought. Boom. All right. See how it crossed back over? So you typically could have took that sell, since it's the New York session. You typically could have took that sell right here on the RSI overbought. All right. And then you see this indecisive candle right here. Once it closed, you could have actually took the 20 pips right here. All right, and then you could have had your 10 to 15 pip stop loss, whatever the case. Boom, you got your what you call it. All right, to be on the safe side, I normally wait till it breaks underneath Asian range, but if you see this overbought right here, blue crossing, let's keep it simple. Blue crossing the red. All right, come back down once it closes underneath here. Boom. All right, or you can wait for this indecisive candle, and you can go from there. All right, let's go to the next one. Remember, we steady looking for sales. We're not looking for nothing else. All right, I took this sale on Tuesday. All right, let's go up a little bit more. All right, so remember, we can do this. The trend line, this is the top of the Asian range. All right, since we know the overall trend is bearish, right? Since we know the overall trend is bearish, we are not looking for buys right now at the moment. All right. So boom, I'm gonna show you. See it retest right here. You see it retest right here. All right. Then I waited till it broke underneath the Asian range, and if you see right here, it's kind of consolidating a little bit, but it's breaking through a little bit overbought right here. But if you see, it's actually going down, crossing again, boom. And then let's do this. Let's go. It took a little while for this one. It kind of played on the Asian price, but still went through. Boom. See that? So you see I waited actually till it broke through, since I'm looking for sales. All right. It retest, broke through the range a little bit. I'm not going to look for buys. I'm going to wait till it retest. Come down, it broke through. All right. Consolidated a little bit, went sideways around the 3 to 4 o'clock hour. Around the 4 o'clock hour, it stretched through and broke through. All right. Something simple and plain, a good strategy. All right. A nice, good strategy. And actually, it overbought right here a little bit. That's why I said you could, and then you would see this indecisive candle right there. All right. You can actually took the trade right there too as well. Let me show you. All right. If you see right here, it's crossing back over. So you actually could have took the sell right here as well when it closed out. Boom. All right. I'm just on the safe side. I like to get it once it crosses over. You know, you got your 20 pips. Let's do 20 pips right here. You actually could have got your 20 pips a little bit sooner, like actually in 10 minutes, if you would have took it right here. But I waited till it crossed over to be on the safe side, because that's my strategy. But if you look at it, it's overbought right here. And what I mean by overbought is like right here, crossing back over underneath. Indecisive candle right there. Take the trade. Boom. All right. Let's go to the next one. All sales this week for GU. All sales this week for GU. All right. No buys overall. Remember that. Remember that. Remember, when you're in the market, you got to take your time. Let's go to the next one. All you gotta do is take your time. Simple playing strategy to work with. All right, this is another trade I took on Wednesday. Today Wednesday? No, yeah, I took it today. Yeah. All right. So if you see, I waited and I took the trade right here when it retest. All right, it's still crossing over right here. Boom. Got my 20 pips. All right, come on. Kind of played around price again. Touched the 200 EMA. Boom. So this one took me a little bit longer to get, but at the end of the day, see this long put. This is one thing I want to tell you too. Do not ever take a trade when you see this long candle right here. Wait. Do not take the trade on this long candle right here. Let me do this. Do not take the trade on impulse candles. All right, that's these long ones. This is how you get trapped in the market. These long ones, like boom. People like, oh, it's gone. No, you could wait. You actually could have waited for the retest. All right, let me show you. Here's another way. You could actually wait for the retest of the candle. And you could actually come right here. All right, and get your 20 pips. Excuse me, right here. Stretch it out a little bit more right here. Or you could have waited for the second retest. You could have been like, oh, I don't like that one. And you could have waited for this retest right here. Again, watch this. It's being overbought right here. Again, like clockwork, overbought right here. Once the candle closed, boom. All right, you got your 20 pips. Let's go 20. That's your 20 pips right there. Let's just do. See that? If you look at it, overbought. Overbought. I can't do the arrow right there, but I can show you. Overbought. Crossing back over. Right here. You follow me. Boom. See that? All right, I hope that makes sense today. That's just a pretty simple strategy that I use, especially for doing the London session. So remember, if you look over the overall trend is bearish, so you only look for sales. It's just the point of when you get in, the point, because you can be right, but if you get in at the wrong time, you're gonna get stopped out and it's still gonna go the way you want it to go. All right, so just remember, all right, sometimes you have to wait. This impulse candle, leave it alone, because you'd have got in this and it got stopped out back right here again. All right, so if you see these impulse candles, wait till the retest. You could have jumped in right here. All right, you would have held it a little bit longer, or if you didn't feel too comfortable with that, you could have waited for this retest. And sometimes if you wait for the retest, it might not come. All right, you might be like, oh, I missed that trade, and that's fine. That is fine. All right, sometimes it happens like that. All right, hope I gave you a lot of knowledge. Let's just go back over it a little bit. Just remember, the biggest thing is I got the 200 EMA. Let's look over here. Let me show you this. The EMA, it needs to be 200, close, and 0. All right, I have the RSI, the stochastic. I have it on 14, 3, and 3 on the 5-minute chart. 14, 3, and 3 on the 5-minute chart. All right. All right, 14, 3, and 3 on the 5-minute chart. Remember this right here, overbought, oversold. All right, just remember, when you're looking for sales, you always looking for it to be at the top, right here, overbought. All right, boom, you want it to cross and come down. That's where you want to get in the trade, especially if you see it in a indecisive candle. All right, we're going to get up out of this. All right, right now, see, the whole time, you actually could have took, see, it retested, it came down, gave you 20 pips, it retested again. You actually could have took this trade again all the way down for at least 60 pips. All right. Right here, you see, if you see it retesting right here, look at this. Look at that. Overbought. All right. Take it all the way down. All right. Other than that, y'all don't have any questions, we're going to get up out of here. And make sure you hit me up in the chat, in the Telegram chat, if you have any questions. All right.